G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on the dinkpickleball.com, is the New York Post attacks pickleball. Get low and keep your paddles up in a defensive position because pickleball is facing continued challenges and criticisms. The New York Post published a scathing write-up about how pickleball is becoming a menace to society and bringing out the worst in seniors. The article leads with a handful of stories where pickleball players are at odds with either tennis players or the cities they live in. Players in Denver were reported to be fighting for space on their local tennis courts, and some New Yorkers were at odds with locals by painting lines in a local park. One thing in common with all these tiring turf war stories is that people just want space to play. What was missing from the report, though, is any mention of the attacks on pickleball itself. A couple of weeks back, news broke that batteries wrapped in copper wire led us to believe this was a fundraiser, and donations from Selkirk and others have allowed the club to fully replace their stock within hours. Says a lot about how fast the pickleball community can come together. You may also recall back in April of this year, vandals cut up local pickleball nets in Needham, Massachusetts, after a verbal altercation between tennis players. This led to the local mayor to describe it as a war. There's no question, and if you go online and you see on Twitter and Facebook, people are at each other's throats. So let's set the record straight. There's two sides to every story, and pickleball players across the country are not going out en masse to ruin the lives of tennis players or their local communities. They are trying to make the best of a situation where there are so few courts compared to the demand. The New York Post then went on to discredit the sport by highlighting how loud it is, referencing the dozens of lawsuits sweeping the nation because of it. Personally, we think the only thing more grating is the sound of these tired and sensationalist articles. Plus, have you ever experienced the sound of the ball hitting your sweet spot on an overhead put-away? Chef's kiss. Nevertheless, we think everyone would agree that the loudness of pickleball isn't ideal when courts are in people's backyards. But again, this is all an issue of court availability with the fastest growing sport in America. Over the coming years, we predict we'll hear less and less of this complaint once more indoor facilities are built. If we could make a suggestion to the New York Post, it would be to consider writing about all the good that pickleball is doing for Americans. Suddenly, millions of people have access to something that gets them up and moving, making friends and building community while having the best time. Last week, we wrote about how pickleball took one man from incarceration to mental health practitioner. Pickleball has been an outlet for joy for me as I manage a mental health practice that deals with suffering every day. It's helped me manage my own stresses and hardships as an individual, and it's helped me connect with more pickleball-obsessed folks around the country. I've even lost 30 pounds and counting to improve my singles game using primarily pickleball for cardio and healthy eating. This sport has the power to transform lives and has. We've heard the same story about turf wars and noisy pickleball too often now. It's getting stale. There's plenty of room for pickleballers, tennis players, and local communities to live in harmony. We just have to build it. In the meantime, let's be kind to one another and share the joy of pickleball with all. Second thing to know, as shared on the Major League Pickleball site, is that the player pool has been announced for the Challenger level shuffle draft being held on October 6th. The available draft pool for the Challenger level shuffle draft, which will impact rosters for the upcoming MLP Dallas event, November 2 through 5, can be found here on the pool. The pool is broken up into two tables, women and men, and sorted top to bottom by highest doubles duper rating. The team pick order is number 1, the Los Angeles Mad Drops, number 2, the Florida Smash, number 3, the Frisco Pandas, number 4, St. Louis Shock, number 5, Austin Pickleballers, Number 6, Milwaukee Mashers. Number 7, New York Hustlers. Number 8, the California Black Bears. Number 9, Seattle Pioneers. Number 10, New Jersey Fives. Number 11, Las Vegas Night Owls. And number 12, the SoCal Hard Eights. And if you're finding this helpful and informative, please be sure to ding that like button. Third thing to know, as shared on pickleballunion.com, Millbrook Pickleball Club in to host Founders League season opener. The Founders League brings together over 125 entrepreneurs and CEOs for a 6-week program integrating sports and professional networking. A national expansion is planned for 2024, encompassing more than a dozen major US cities. Today marks the commencement of the 4th season of the Founders League, the nation's inaugural pickleball league tailored for founders and CEOs. Hosted at the Millbrook Pickleball Club in Austin, Texas, this season will witness 48 teams representing over 75 companies in a spirited 6-week competition. As Deborah Lima of Sensei Advisory writes, this unique amalgamation of networking, well-being and rivalry takes place at one of Austin's most picturesque historic venues. Initiated by Austin-based entrepreneurs Darius Fisher and Jesse Boskoff, the Founders League seeks to provide a platform for founders and CEOs to connect in a setting distinct from conventional networking environments. Darius Fisher, co-founder of Founders League, commented on the genesis of this initiative. As avid pickleball players, we were eager to merge our passion for the sport with our desire to build community with the founders and CEOs building exciting companies in Austin in a different setting than boozy happy hours and stuffy dinners and golf outings. It has been rewarding to see this vision resonate with so many people, and we're excited to continue growing our community throughout the country. With a roster boasting over 125 participants, the Founders League stands as one of Austin's most sought-after pickleball events. The 5-week regular season commences today, playing every Wednesday until mid-November. This will culminate in a single elimination playoff tournament, followed by a celebratory gathering for the community. Owing to its local triumph, the Founders League is poised to expand across various cities across the United States in 2024 and 2025. It's poised to become the inaugural National Amateur Pickleball League tailored for entrepreneurs and CEOs. Reflecting on his experience, Justin Mares, who plays in the Founders League and is the founder of Kettle and Fire, Perfect Keto, Surely, and most recently TrueMed, commented, "The Founders League has been an amazing outlet for me to stay active, make new friends, and get to know people I'd want to work with. It's awesome to combine these elements into one activity and be part of this growing community, and hopefully shift the traditional notion of what networking looks like in a more wellness-conscious culture." Pickleball's surge in popularity began during the pandemic, offering a safe and engaging means for people to stay active and connected within their social circles. In a recent ranking by Lawn Love, Austin was rated as the second best city for pickleball enthusiasts in the United States, trailing only behind New York City. The 4th season of Founders League is made possible through the support of corporate sponsors, including Fidelity Investments, First Citizens Bank, Kemp Smith, Builders.co, and Sport Court Austin. Founded in Austin, Texas in 2022, the Founders League stands as the premier amateur pickleball league tailored for founders and CEOs. Founders League is set to expand nationally to over a dozen major cities in 2024. Local tournaments will culminate in a national championship match held at the historic Millbrook Estates Millbrook Pickleball Club in Austin. For further details about Founders League, visit foundersleague.cc. Paddles up.